Hey, Jerome, thank you for the episode on slowing down. You really captured the essence of actually slowing down. I think listening to that episode and just breathing while listening to that can be very relaxing for 5 minutes. And you inspired me to create one of my newer episodes, Move Slower and Smarter. And I cover the differences between successful people who are more calculated, more thoughtful, creating longer term solutions instead of running around repeating the same inefficient actions. So thank you, Jerome, for that episode on moving slower. You've inspired me to continually provide more value. So thank you, Jerome.
Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
I vlog, therefore I am. I blog, therefore I am. Pics, or it didn't happen. A life worth living is a life worth recording. In this digital age, perhaps you are not compelled to document your life. But I want to let you know what could happen. You could not only change your life, but you could massively influence and impact the life of another. I think I got this concept from Ron Carter. Go check out his podcast on e-com billionaires. But definitely, this was an idea that struck me as very profound. Think of Amazon, right? And Jeff Bezos, who has now been marked as the richest man in the world, worth billions, right? Jeff Bezos, who created Amazon. Picture him in his first office with a little Amazon sign, when it was just a humble bookstore selling books online, and it went completely under the radar. People never took it seriously. And then they had no choice. By that time, it was too late. Amazon is now the everything store, where everything can be bought and sold. But think of it this way. What if Jeff Bezos had documented that entire journey? What if he had, to this day, recorded audio or even video of him just in his office, just making his rounds, just living his life? What if he had documented his struggles, his hurts, his triumphs, his sorrows, his grief, his victories, his happiness, his sadness? What if he had documented it all? Can you imagine if Jeff Bezos, creator of Amazon, the everything store, had made a podcast that chronicalized, or I don't know if that's a word, that chronicled his journey from day one. Can you imagine how many people would be studying religiously that podcast? Now, this is not about fame. It's not about getting rich. It's not about, the path to stardom. But just imagine how much further that legacy would be. For your legacy, yes, I'm talking to you, your legacy, it goes beyond you. My friend, your legacy is all the lives that you have touched and will touch from this day forward. That is your legacy. As Bruce Lee once said, the way to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. For we do live on after death. No matter what religion you are a part of, no matter what doctrine you hold your beliefs, we live on in the memories of others. We live on in the people who remember us. So, I implore you, think a while. Start to maybe even develop a curiosity with documentation. It doesn't have to just be you. It could be your family. It could be your friends. If you have children, it could be them. Document. We have it within our power today to document. Start a journal. Just write. It could be for you and you alone. Maybe someday someone might come along your writings and be impacted so from your life experience. You can start a podcast. You can start a YouTube channel. There are so many things that you can do. And you don't even have to sell anything. You could get value just by being yourself. For instance, people have told me that this podcast is me giving valuable nuggets here and there. But it doesn't have to be. I could use this podcast as an audio diary. Like my friend Nick McMahon says, from The Path to Epic. Go follow him on that podcast. He talks of having an audio diary, an audio log. You could simply just record your thoughts and publish them. Put them out there into the world. Project your thoughts and see what ripples back. My friend Walt told me the other day that every podcast is a pebble that I am throwing into the pond to cause waves that ripple out for eternity. You are leaving your digital footprint or your physical footprint. Whatever print you leave, whatever mark you leave on this world is yours and yours alone. But in the end, it's not about us. It is the lives that we touch that make up our legacy. Thank you for listening. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP. That is the Open Palm podcast here in Lake Elsinore, California. The Open Palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world and using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. My friend, I pray that you received a special message from this today, letting you know that it's okay to document. It's okay to take pictures. It's okay to write in a journal or a diary. It's okay to leave a video or an audio log. It's okay to leave something behind in this world, to let people know that you are here. It's okay to be yourself and to simply love who you are. If you enjoyed this episode, it is my hope that you would share it with a like-minded individual who is learning and growing like you, becoming their greatest version. Pay it forward today, as more people need to hear messages like this, in my opinion. People have asked how they can support the podcast and help. The best way to support is to become a supporter, and you can do that by opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw. And you can support the podcast there. It is much appreciated. You can also become a patron on patreon.com/Jerome Shaw. As always, my friend, have a blessed day or night wherever you are. Take care.